Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Stickyniks. Today we are back with the AITA subreddit, reading some stories from there and giving my own thoughts and opinions as we go as well. Our background today is me building an iron farm on my seasonal SMP, Hot Streamer Summer. I am absolutely going to be following a tutorial for the iron farm, and I will link that below. Special shout out to Waddles for the tutorial, super easy to follow. And I'll link that below if anybody wants to use it themselves. And yeah, the last thing I'll mention before we jump in is I do stream on Twitch, hence the Hot Streamer Summer that's going to be on in the background here. So as much as I would like to say I'm a little bit more contained in these videos, I am live on there much more frequently. So subtle plug, same username as the YouTubes here. And who knows, maybe I'll start streaming on YouTube if I can ever figure that out and my computer stops maxing out on its GPU. But yeah, thanks for watching in the first place. Go ahead and put me on the second monitor, do your cleaning, throw me on the TV, whatever it is you were gonna do in the background, laundry, maybe, dishes, I don't know, school, homework. And then we're gonna jump into story number 1. Am I the asshole for shushing my girlfriend in public? Good start. I was driving with my girlfriend in the passenger seat a few days ago. We were stuck at a busy intersection in traffic. There was a young woman trying to turn across traffic, and she seemed hesitant even though there was a gap, so I waved her through. Instead of going, she slowly crept forward and kind of froze. At that point, another car was coming closer, so I waved more urgently and beeped my horn once to basically say, "Go now." She finally went, but really slowly, and I got T-boned by the oncoming car. Holy cow. Nobody was seriously hurt, thankfully, but both cars pulled over. I stayed because I have a dash cam and I wanted to give the footage to the cops and the other driver. While we were standing there and waiting, my girlfriend suddenly said pretty loudly, "You did that on purpose." She started arguing with me right there in front of everyone, saying I pressured the girl into going when it wasn't safe. I immediately shushed her because from the outside it probably sounded like she was accusing me of intentionally causing the accident. I didn't want the cops or drivers getting the wrong idea. The driver passing through admitted fault and was shaken up and crying, but did not accuse me of anything and said she was a new driver. Now she's angry because she says I embarrassed and silenced her in public. She also brought up another incident from a few months ago where I waved someone through and there was another accident afterwards. She claimed I keep doing this to young women specifically, and it's messed up. I think that's ridiculous because I wave people through all the time, including men, and I was genuinely trying to help traffic move along. She thinks the shushing was disrespectful and controlling. I think accusing me of intentionally causing an accident in front of strangers is way worse. Am I the asshole? Wow. There's a lot of oh, hold on. Here's an explanation from the judgment bot. Why they think they might be an asshole. I shush my girlfriend in public, which might make me an a-hole. That is usually rude, but she was potentially saying things that might mislead cops into thinking I caused an accident. Yeah, I mean, I think there's everybody in the comments are saying that this person is an asshole for waving people through an intersection. I feel like I'm missing context here because this is somebody, we're talking to somebody, me. We're talking about me now. I almost failed my permit test for saying that pedestrians don't have the right of way, even like in the middle of the road. Unless it's like not a pedestrian, what are we talking about here? She crept forward and kind of froze. At that point, another car was coming closer. I waved her more urgently. Oh. She got T-boned. I get it now. Yeah, no, this guy's the asshole. I thought it was a pedestrian. So I was like, pedestrians always have the right of way. There's nothing wrong with trying to get a pedestrian to go a little bit more urgently. But that's insane. The other day I was driving actually, and it was like the left, I don't know how to describe this. So the left turn lane was like backed all the way up down the street, right? To the point where I needed to turn left to get into nothing. That was my elbow, I'm sorry. To get into nothing but cakes, right? But the left turn lane people like left a little gap, but there was still a lane after. The guy was trying to wave me along. I said, no, sir, go ahead. Like, I can't see and I don't trust you. So, not only do I feel bad for the girl because she's a new driver and probably just put her trust in this guy who's like telling her to go into the intersection knowing a car is coming. Because I just said no, I don't care. Not only I drive manual, but not only do I drive manual and I'm like terrified of stalling in the middle of the road, but I just like, I refuse to go. I'll take 2 right turns before I take an unprotected left turn if I think it's unsafe. So, I am ruling this guy as the asshole. Let's see what the comments say. You are the asshole. Stop waving people through. 2 car accidents within the space of a few months is far more than the rest of us are going through around causing. That is not normal. Great point. Somebody said a wave does not force someone to push the accelerator. Yeah, but people are, I don't know, people are a little goofy. It's about as much as I'll say. It's not your job to conduct traffic. You've already caused 2 accidents by doing so. Yeah. I don't think like the shushing is bad. I can understand his perspective as well, you know, playing devil's advocate here of wanting to shush your girlfriend in front of a police officer if she is very loudly saying that you did this on purpose, because that's not good. Then you can start being looked at by, I don't know, whoever T-boned this chick for like insurance fraud, right? But pressuring an unconfident driver to go through a intersection is pretty crazy. Then just like trying to be the vigilante. I have the dash cam footage, so I stayed around to make sure that they got that, you know? Absolutely. Holy cow. I feel so bad for the girl because like I don't care. I don't care if people think I'm the asshole for not going. Like if I don't think it's safe, I'm not going to go, and you can wait, you know? People need to be more patient in the world as well. Holy cow. Okay, here's something to think about. People probably read more now thanks to smartphones than before. Moving on to story number 2. This person's Reddit account is deleted. This post is from 5 years ago, so maybe there will be an update or something. Am I the asshole for unpacking my girlfriend's towel? That was the title, and it's also the first sentence. And I have a feeling I know what this guy's like already, just based on that, because the title is AITA for unpacking my GF's towel. The first sentence is AITA for unpacking my girlfriend's towel, period. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do it. I, 31 male, and my girlfriend, 25 female, have been dating for about 2 years. Okay, so he was 29 and she was 23. Interesting. My girlfriend has beautiful hair that seems a lot more low maintenance than most women I know. She doesn't use all 100 different hair products, nor does she blow dry it. It honestly doesn't take her long to style her hair or anything. However, she was always insistent on using this special towel to dry her hair. She insists that she can't use any regular towel for her hair. She gets mad if I use her hair towel as a regular towel too. She says that towel should only be used for hair. She even bought an extra one of those towels that she keeps in her drawer at my place. She also takes the towel with her when she goes on vacation. I usually don't mind it, since the towel doesn't take up much space. And it's better than listening to a hairdryer all the time. But it's a bit weird because I don't know anyone else who has a towel just for their hair. For Thanksgiving, we traveled to see my family. Before the trip, I asked my girlfriend to leave her towel at home since we'll be staying at my parents' house. I didn't want my family to think it was weird or make fun of her. Since we planned to leave early in the morning, girlfriend spent the night at my place. I noticed she packed the towel she packed the towel she kept at my place in her suitcase. When she was asleep, I took the towel out. She didn't notice the towel was gone until after we got to my parents' house. I thought it was okay, and my girlfriend didn't seem mad at all during the whole trip. However, when we got back to my place, my girlfriend got into her car and drove off without saying goodbye. She texted me later saying she's mad at me because of that stupid towel, and she thinks she needs some space. I keep calling and texting her, but she won't respond. My friends think she's being overly dramatic. My girlfriend isn't that type of person. Now I'm wondering if I messed up. Am I the asshole? Wow. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, it's been 5 years. I hope they're broken up now. Because this guy seems miserable. He's at the beginning of the story, he's like touting how amazing her hair is and how low maintenance she is, which for some reason, like, guys love that. I don't know why. It's weird. Do not get me started on the patriarchy right now. She doesn't use 100 hair products, nor does she blow dry it. It doesn't take her long, but she always insists on using the special towel to dry her hair. First of all, this guy can't understand that the equivalent of all of those hair products and the blow dryer is the towel. It's not like she isn't. First of all, it's hair. People have to do things to their hair to keep it nice and pretty, like braid it every night if you want it to be super long. So not only is hair in general usually not low maintenance unless you're bald, this guy has the perception that his girlfriend is low maintenance, even though she does have a level of maintenance, which is this towel. She's established that the towel should only be used for hair. She's already gotten upset with OP for using the towel before, and she's even so committed to this towel that she has a backup at your place now. Another thing I want to make a comment about is for Thanksgiving, traveling to see your family. Before the trip, he asked his girlfriend to leave her towel at home since we'll be staying at my parents' house. Why is that even a thought? Why is that something you're thinking about going into this trip? All right, man, who knows? It's like the first time that they're going to meet her or something. Leave that towel at home, lady. Okay, this is serious. Like, I wouldn't have even thought about that. I'm not thinking about taking parts away from my partner's routine. Visiting my family. And if my family thought my partner was weird or made fun of my partner for having a special towel, I would dish that back to my family and tell them their hair is not as nice. So this is why I think this girl deserves so much more. And I think she's just very respectful overall, considering she didn't seem mad the entire trip because she's trying to probably avoid conflict, considering she just texted you about it. But I have a lot of respect for somebody who is able to maintain their composure during a trip. Just like take the, I don't want to say argument, but like the disagreement home and talk about it there. The only thing I like think is slightly toxic on her end is just sleeping without saying anything and then texting the conversation. I do think texting conversations like that is not great, considering how many things can be misconstrued over written communication versus in person. But then again, if she just wants to ghost this guy, I would not blame her. And this is this guy's perspective, so we're missing some context here as well. So I'm going to rule that this guy is the asshole. His friends think she's being overly dramatic, which also tells me a lot about OP. Again, seems like he is somewhat introspective in the fact that he's wondering if he's messed up. But I don't know. I I might sound curt in saying this, but just like I don't know. I have a hard time thinking people change, and this guy's got a interesting mindset. So let's read some of the comments. This top comment has 60,000 upvotes, so I'm going to read this entire thing. Someone said, "You are the asshole," and Douglas Adams can explain why better than I. A towel. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says, is about the most massively useful thing an interstellar hitchhiker can have. Partly, it has great practical value. You can wrap it around you for warmth as you bound across the cold moons. Oh my god, I cannot read this. I'm sorry. I link all of these stories in the description. This guy got 60,000 upvotes, but Douglas Adams is at a way higher reading level, I think, than I'm capable of. But the lesson learned is don't fuck with someone else's towel. Okay, that is what you needed to take away from that. Someone said, "You are the asshole." She packed that towel because she needed that towel. It's probably a microfiber towel. Oh my goodness, it's probably a microfiber towel. Then oh my gosh. I wish people downloaded Grammarly. Holy cow. It says then tend. I think it means they tend. I think that's what they meant to say. They tend to help dry hair quickly without blow drying, which can be damaging, especially for hair is long or curly. It also helps reduce frizz. If your hair is curly, keep it in defined curls. Yeah, I think this guy just needs to do some research, and I hope she left him. Somebody said, "Why would your family see her after a shower? Do you all shower together? Who cares if she has a hair towel?" Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna end that story on that one. That's good. Something to think about. Has screaming for ice cream ever worked? And if somebody has tried this and it did work, please let me know. I love ice cream. I think all of these stories have to do with girlfriends. So, I don't know. Maybe this is the Pride edition because I'm reading him and I like women. But I just realized all the stories I picked have to do with relationships, specifically guys posting about their girlfriend. So, I got 2 stories left. And the last one has an insane title. Keep in mind, again, guys, I don't read these. I read the title before going into it, and I like to just kind of read it organically. That explains, 1, why I'm not articulate, and taken by surprise by these people's writing styles. But also I like to just kind of go along with it with you guys, and you guys get hear my immediate feedback instead of giving me time to think about it and ruminate. Okay, this one didn't have a lot of context in the title, but I saw it had a lot of comments, so I figured it'd be a good one to read together. And the person's account is still up. Am I the asshole? Is my girlfriend insane? What a great start. Okay. My girlfriend and I have been together about 3 months. We met in an arcade while I was with my previous girlfriend, but that relationship was sucky and I knew it was coming to an end. Pause. This guy's the asshole. Now I'll continue. My now current girlfriend and I got along really well in the first 2 months, but recently she's been pointing out that I am apparently arrogant, which I think is total BS. Some of the times she uses against me are either when I was joking or I didn't know I was being cocky or rude. Honestly, I'm not even sure I was. One she uses against me a lot about me apparently being a jerk and treating her badly is when I make jokes in front of our friends. For instance, just some small comment when we're on the topic of relationships. Oh yeah, she's a bottom. And a small nudge to her elbow or something. She keeps telling me I'm not respecting her boundaries because she told me not to touch her food. What? What does that have to do with the price of eggs in China? Okay, let me restart that sentence because I'm just confused how we went from being a bottom to not touching your food. She also keeps telling me I'm not respecting her boundaries because she told me not to touch her food. And I'm not gonna lie, I forget about this all the time. She hates when I touch her food in public for like no reason and will genuinely smack my hand off. Not a light tap to get me off it. Full on slap. She also has gotten to the point where she will sleep on the couch instead of with me because I touch her too much while she's trying to sleep. Isn't that like what relationships are about? Period, 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 question mark, question mark, question mark. Mind you, this is at like 8 to 8:30 p.m. She complains about me having this massive ego. There's a period in the middle of this sentence for some reason, guys. I can't make this up. Which I don't... Oh my god, let me restart. She complains about me having this massive ego, which I really don't even have, and pretty sure she's making it up. But she will tell me that I think I'm too good and I need to stop thinking I'm better than everyone. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit I'm good at stuff or pretty attractive, but I'm not flaunting it or anything. TLDR. My girlfriend thinks I'm too cocky and that I throw her under the bus a lot. I don't think so. Oh my gosh. Okay. Not only was that a tough read, just grammar wise, I feel so bad, but how much I complain about this. Like, maybe I should start proofreading these stories. Oh my god, I just scrolled down and I read a comment. It said, "You are the asshole in the way you write this." She's not wrong. The way I write it, he said. Someone said, is dripping through every word you write. I'm not dating you, and even I want to break up with you after reading that. And you wrote that, not anyone else. You get a chance to tell your side of the story the way you want to, and you come up with this. It's incredibly telling. Oh my god, this is hilarious. The OP keeps replying. This is so funny. Hold on. Squirrel moment. This thread is hilarious. Okay, so somebody commented, "You are the asshole in the way you write this. She's not wrong." Then OP was like, "The way I write it?" And then the commenter poster responded. And then OP said again, "What's wrong with the way I wrote it? And how is telling? Question mark, question mark, question mark." Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Somebody said, "Child, please learn some emotional intelligence and grab some common sense while you're there. You write like an ass. Your phrasing is super, I don't know how to say this, pretentious and not very nice. You come across this way in your own post, meaning this should be most receptive to your side. You present yourself as an asshole. The way you talk about yourself and other people is really needing some work. Fix yourself. Your girlfriend is literally telling you what to do, and instead of doing it, you are arguing with strangers." Oh my gosh, is he just... Oh my god, he's replying to... There, no wonder there's so many comments. He keeps replying to these comments. Everybody's telling him he's an asshole, and he's like, "What? No." Trying to explain himself. Okay. Let me give my thoughts. One, I think this girl just needs to leave. They've been dating for 3 months. He met her while he was in another relationship, and now he's dating her. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 3-month rule. I know there's theories for everything, but I actually do think this 3-month rule is pretty solid in relationships. First 2 months were really good, but recently she's been pointing out that I'm apparently too arrogant. I think this guy got comfortable, and his true personality is kind of shining through now, and she's calling him out for it. He's probably never been called out for it before. Now came to Reddit and thought that... I'm sorry, I have to say it. He honestly probably thought there was going to be some incels on here that would absolutely agree with him. And maybe even call her abusive because she slaps his hand away when she's trying to touch her food. And then just got like met with 476 comments of everybody just like railing him. This is hilarious. Like I said, I do link these. I could probably spend 30 minutes just like commiserating with everybody in the comments. And like reading this entire thing, honestly. One, I don't know, it sounds like she set a boundary. She doesn't want things to be brought up about their sex life in public. We transitioned from, "Oh yeah, she's a bottom," and a small nudge on the elbow, to not respecting her boundaries with not touching her food. Like, I think there's a lot more happening that this guy is not conveying. I would love to hear her perspective. And considering I'm all about seeing the other side. I'm all about challenging perspectives, seeing both sides. I can normally understand at least the perspective of OP, even if they are an asshole. But like this person's actually horrible. He's awful. And then trying to come online and act like he's fine. I don't know. I'm getting distracted by reading these comments, so I will give us a nice little transition with a shower thought, and let me know if you guys think I'm being too harsh on that guy, because holy cow. Did you know the average... Okay, no, this isn't a did you know moment. This is a casual thought. The average assumed age of somebody with 67 in their username has shifted from 59 to 12. I'm a data girl. I would love to see that data behind that. Okay, final story. Thank you so much for being here. If you're at this point in the video, let me know your opinion on this. If you put frosting on a muffin, does that make it a cupcake? Question mark. I think yes, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. AITA for thinking putting frosting on a muffin makes it a cupcake. I don't know. But thank you so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate it if you're still here or if you fell asleep at this point in the video. Thank you too. I appreciate you as well. Or if I'm on your TV, heck yeah. We're gonna get into the last story here, and yeah, that's gonna be it. I don't know where I was going with that. So here we go. We got a banger. Am I the asshole for shitting on my girlfriend's family's floor? Throw away for obvious reasons. The title sounds pretty ridiculous, but as I explain it, it can happen. Essentially, I, 32 male, went to my girlfriend's 27 female house for a date. I hadn't seen her for a while as I was working across the country on a project, so I naturally was quite excited to see her. I'm very friendly with her family and was delighted to see that her father, a chef, has cooked a delicious looking meal. I was getting reacquainted with them, as I said. I hadn't seen my girlfriend in 2 months. It was a wonderful occasion and we were talking. I will admit I had a few drinks and the atmosphere was pretty good. And there was great music, great vibes all around. I was eating from this delicious, freshly cooked banquet, and her cousins started to arrive. I was delighted to meet them. As I said, I am very good friends with the extended family, and we really started hitting it off. I had a few more drinks, and I will admit I was starting to feel a bit nauseous and tired, although I had just come off an 8-hour flight, so I chalked it down to that. I will note at this point that I suffer from IBS, and I take medication for it. I feel the need to go to the bathroom and relieve myself, so I go. I sit down on the toilet, I open my phone, and start browsing the internet. I release the best part of a very large excrement. Then I suddenly lose my positioning and I slip to the side, but I regain my posture. I wipe my private area and think nothing more of it. As I mentioned, I am quite dizzy. I wash my hands and head back to the party. We are talking, chilling, and there's all around great vibes when my girlfriend's cousin, let's call him Chuck, comes out of the kitchen and whispers something to my girlfriend's uncle. He walks out and I hear aloud, "What the fuck?" We all sort of walk out. I look in the door and see a disgusting drivel of crap all around the door side of the toilet, and it looks disgusting. My girlfriend's father walks out and also says, "What the fuck?" And I am nervous. I say to them, "I think I saw Tucker, one of my girlfriend's cousins, looking a bit sick." But then, just to my horrible luck, Tucker, fake name by the way, comes out and says, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" At this point, I am shitting bricks. Thankfully, not literally. And I'm looking for any way out of this situation. There's like 7 to 8 people at the party. Most of them have arrived quite recently, and I'm the only one who is known to have gone to the bathroom. My girlfriend's mother starts crying, and I feel awful. Why'd she start crying? Basically, the whole atmosphere is ruined. My girlfriend's dad goes in to clean it up with the aid of her brother. I walk back to the kitchen, but there is a very edgy vibe for the rest of the evening. I feel like my girlfriend might suspect something. TLDR, shitted on my girlfriend's floor and was too embarrassed to own up to it. I mean, I could see both sides, okay? I would say he's the asshole, but I also understand. Everybody drop the last time you shit yourself in the comments, but I can understand, like, you haven't seen your girlfriend in 2 months. I think the one thing that would have fully prevented this guy from being the asshole is just admitting it and cleaning up his own shit, to be honest with you. And if anybody disagrees, you're just wrong. I am sympathetic to the fact that he shit himself and was dizzy and fell and didn't realize it. That is an incredibly embarrassing thing to happen. I am not gonna deny that by any means, but at the point when you're self-aware with the fact that, yeah, I'm the only person who's gone to the bathroom since all these people have shown up. Like, they know it's you, and this went from something that, especially if you're this close with her family, you know, and it's your girlfriend, you haven't seen her in 2 months, you guys are still doing this well after, you know, such a hiatus. This could have been like a funny wedding story, and now everybody is probably just gonna talk crap about you. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Anyway, thank you so much for being here at this point in the video. Holy cow. I hope you're having an amazing day. Again, I am just so grateful if you made it this far. And in the effort of poop stories happening, I'm sorry if you put this on during lunch or something, but I have one last shower thought to leave you with. If our fingers had taste buds, everyone would use a bidet. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I love you so much, and I am glad you're here. I'm glad you were born. Bye.